Hello guys, welcome to the series on a practical approach to design and implementation of a PID controller. In this video, we will look into how to get the transfer function of the system from a step response model. In the previous video, what we have done is we have applied a step input to the system, that is a 30%, and we measured the temperature of the system until it reaches the steady state. And we have got these values saved in our MATLAB workspace. So what we will be doing in today's video is we'll use this step response model and we'll get the transfer function. So a step response model is nothing but you apply a step input to the system and you observe the output of the system. So in our case we applied a step input from 0 to 30% and we observed the output, that is the temperature of the system, till it reaches a steady state. Now we have got our values in our MATLAB workspace. Now we have to extract these values into useful, meaningful data so that we can use it to get the transfer function. So now I open this and I have temperature and the heater input that we got from the last trial. So the temperature is in terms of a FI time series. Now I have to get it into a double data type so that I can use it in my deriving my transfer function. So I will do some coding here. So now I have got the temperature as a double data type. Now I will get the time. Now I also got the time in terms of double data type. Now I need a heater input. It is in double time series, but the value is just one because throughout the system I just provide an input of 76.5. So I have to get this for these many number of times, that is for 3279 times. So what I do is I replicate a similar time like this one and I multiply it with the value of 76.5. So now I create a vector heater input and the size of the vector will be equal to the size of the time variable. Now I got a vector with the value that equal to 1 and it is of the size of the time variable. So now what I do is I multiply this 76.5 because throughout the trial our value of the input was just 76.5. It was a constant value. So what I do is I multiply the heater input with 76.5 and now I got the heater input. So now I will plot all these so that you get a better visualization. So now you can see the temperature versus time and the step input versus time. So this is exactly what we have seen before, but this time we have got the data in a proper manner. So now we will use this and we will get the transfer function. So for that we are going to use a system identification toolbox from MATLAB. So I am going to type ident in order to open the system identification toolbox.
So it's loading.
Yeah, and I got the system identification toolbox. Oops. Okay. Yes, I got it. Now what I will do is I will just import the data. So what I have is a time domain data. So with respect to time I have measured this and the input to my system was a heater input, that is the 76.5. So I'll just put that here and the output was a temperature output and I will enter the temp value and my starting time was 0 and here you can see sampling time. Sampling time means at what rate you are collecting the data from the sensor. So to get this value what I will do is I will just go to this output and I will click on the T out So here you can see at every zero point 0.2 seconds I update my model, I update the output of my model. So that is the sampling time of our model is zero point 0.2. So I will just enter it over here. So 0.2. Okay, so I click on import, and I got my data over here. So I will click on it, and I will just plot it to see whether I have properly imported the data. Yes, I have properly imported the data. Now I'll close this. Now what I will do is I will go to estimate and click on the transfer function, because I need a transfer function in order to tune my PID. So you can have state space or any kind of model, but for our requirement we are going to use a transfer function model. So I will click on that, and it will ask for two things: the number of poles and the number of zeros. So these two things are very important, because entering a wrong value on these two will affect your performance of the model. The transfer function that you get will be not as exactly as what you have as a hardware. So you can understand what is this two terms on poles and zeros of transfer function. I have defined it here, and I have put a small video link where you can understand what is a pole and zero. So for our case, the pole is 1 and the number of zeros will be 0. So I got this by doing some research. For your application also, yeah, this might vary. If it is a temperature controller, then you can go ahead with this, but if it is of other application, then you have to check these values. And this is a continuous time model, so let's click on estimate. So it's evaluating. Some iterations, yeah, and I got the result, and the fit to estimation data is 94.26 percentage. So now I close this, and I close this as well, and here you can see I got my transfer function 1. I double click on it, and this is how my transfer function looks like. So this is the transfer function that I have got. So what I will do is I will get this data into my workspace. So I click on export, and I got my data into the workspace. So now I can close these models. So I'm not going to save it. So here I have got my transfer function. So let me open it. Yeah, so here you can see the numerator and denominator value. So I can create a transfer function in MATLAB by entering a tf command, and tf
1 dot numerator, comma, tf 1 dot denominator.
so I have got my transfer function. So in this video we saw how to get a transfer function from a step response model. So using this transfer function, in the further videos we will tune our PID controller. So hope you like this video. Thanks for watching.